But you know, people live here. And believe it or not, they don't feel that their government is listening to them either. And the fact is that people die here, too. People like Eugene Upper, a homeless man who froze to death on Spadina Avenue near my home. Eugene and the hundreds like him across Canada deserve solutions. When 80% of Canadians live in cities and feel the Liberals aren't listening, I say, let's start talking to those Canadians about solutions. In Edmonton, in Saskatoon, in Hamilton, and yes, right here in Toronto. Many cities are choking on smog, so let's get innovative. Right outside this building, as Ed mentioned, is a North American first, an urban wind turbine, a windmill. I'm proud of what we did, and we have a lot more to do. I want to retrofit buildings for energy efficiency. Energy savings would pay the cost. Across this country, it would create, for our construction workers, almost 1 million years of employment. And it would provide, there's more, it would provide stable returns for pension funds instead of investing them in the next Enron. Now I know that this works because I've helped put programs like this in place. And you know, it's not a question of downtown versus small town, but a question of valuing where we live. And whether it's commuter rail in Vancouver, freight rail in Saskatchewan or in Windsor, or passenger rail in Quebec, the linking of our economy, our environment, and our communities has got to happen. It's got to take place now, in our agenda. Because we've got to see our values in action again. Et c'est le temps de travailler ensemble.
It is the time to work together.
To achieve the vision of democratic socialism we've worked so hard to achieve. They'll say, hey, they're tilting at windmills. I say no. Let's build them together. Let's start now. Thank you all.
Jack Layton, joined there by Ed Broadbent, who nominated him, the former NDP leader. That was quite a coup when Jack Layton got Ed Broadbent's endorsement, and now Broadbent appearing on the stage with Jack Layton. Jack Layton, he's both saying, well, politics is important in Parliament, but it's not the only place. Trying to, in some ways, take the edges off that complaint about it. He said it's important, universities, the streets, wherever.
Right. You know, I mean, there are two messages there. One, I guess, addresses the question raised by the Layton campaign about him not having a seat. The other, of course, is that the NDP needs to grow. They know where their potential for growth is, but they've been fairly unsuccessful about tapping into that. Jack Layton does have contacts into those communities, and he's saying that he can put those contacts to good use and for the betterment of the party as a whole. But you know, I think one of the things, Don, about being a front runner is that it does create expectations about the speech that maybe they're unrealistic, but that didn't seem to be as passionate as the one we heard before from Layton.
For Olivia and I, it was really fabulous because it's been a great campaign. We've had a total ball. We've met so many people, and it's just been really positive. Now it's over, and it's up to the voters.
Now let me ask you something. You decided, whereas all of the other candidates came through the center aisle to go up on the stage, you came through the side of the stage and then made a dramatic exit. Why did you decide to do that?
Many years ago, I was a journalist covering leadership conventions, and I realized that it can be a risky proposition to come up the center because you never know how long it's going to take. And I had a few things I wanted to say and wanted to make sure it didn't get cut off. And instead, we thought we would dance our way out and move forward on that basis. Worked out fine, I think.
Now, hitting the right points with the media, I mean, people call you Mr. Photo Op. Is that something that you want to bring to the party?
Well, I don't think it's a question of just photo op. I think, you know, what we really want to do is bring a message. And if you want to bring a message, then you've got to convey it with visual images, with with real issues that are affecting Canadians. You know, sometimes you see those shots in the House of Commons or in the parliamentary gallery, and they're about very important issues, but it just looks like someone talking. And I believe that we need to take our message out more effectively by going into the communities and showing where the real problems are, what real people are experiencing. Here we had a little bit of artistic theatrics, you know, and inserting art into politics. I mean, this is what Václav Havel has talked about, and I think it's very important. And of course, Olivia, my wife, is an artist, so she has that flair for it, and I think it went off really well. I really want to thank Lorraine Segato and all the musicians for that great song.
Okay, now, as well, it's not just artists that are supporting you, of course. Ed Broadbent, the party's most successful leader ever. How symbolic was that for you?
Well, I think the symbolism was powerful. I was behind the stage there listening to his remarks, and I must admit I was very moved. And then when Willie Blom came, the next generation of our party, who has worked so hard, it was just totally thrilling.
I'll just interject because I'm not sure our program was carrying it, but Willie Blom is a young student who also served to co-nominate Jack Layton.
Tout en français.
Tout en français, that's
Oui.
right. Right now, of course, people that are here on the convention room floor that perhaps haven't made up their minds or haven't voted yet can still be swayed. The important thing, I guess, for you was to lock in those votes ahead of time. How successfully do you think your campaign has managed to do that, to secure the vote that you had going into this race?
Well, my guess is that probably every delegate on this floor has 4 friends from our campaign, either who are also delegates or observers or friends who are staying in very close touch with them and hoping to create that kind of positive attitude that would perhaps propel them towards us as they analyze the different speeches. I think all the candidates made great speeches, and it'll be tough for the delegates. You know, it's not easy after one of these debates. So talking to your friends, the people you trust, looking at people whose leadership you've respected in the past, which of course Ed Broadbent really does come to mind there, and hopefully that will propel enough of them towards us that we can, at the end of the afternoon, celebrate a success.
So a lot of arm twisting going on the floor?
Well, arm twisting sort of a violent metaphor. I think more a friendly conversation, persuasion, can I buy you a cup of coffee, whatever. You know, it's really a friendly, slightly intellectual, kind of enthusiastic atmosphere right now.
But you think you can draw from the other camps?
Well, what I've found out, a lot of people who might be voting...
You know, there are people on the floor, but as we made the point earlier, most of the voters are not on the floor. They're all around the country, and they're going to be voting in just a few moments when the polls open. So, what kind of an organization does your team have around the country? Do you have people phoning to make sure that your delegates vote? Do you have cars picking them up?
Yeah, well, as you know, the 50% of the voters have already voted. And of the turnout rate, Quebec is the highest. Pierre has a very, very good team out there. And the second highest turnout rate is in Ontario, is 55%. And Toronto, as a city in Ontario, also has the highest turnout rate in Ontario. So that's through our organizing and our phone calls. We have, Jack have sent 2 electronic calls to every member across the country. And we are encouraging people to vote now. It's one member, one vote. Make your voice heard, and go on the ndp.ca website. And if you can't find your ballot, go vote at fed.ndp.ca, then you can find your ballot there. They will email a ballot to you, and then you can vote on the internet. And stay with CBC so that in case we can't win on the first ballot, go for the second ballot.
Well, yes, you should stay with CBC. That's a...
Period.
Yeah. .com, whatever. Let me show you, though. People here are also going to vote, but they're going to vote on the internet. They're not going to go to a booth. We have people getting ready to do that. There they are. They're standing in line.
Cops are watching us.